So how mad are you? Yeah, I know. It's awful. Just rip your heart out. Stomp all over it. Awful. Um, Typically when we do these chapters in class together, I have everyone read them silently and then we talk about them. And when we get to what happens, I get the dirtiest looks. I've had kids throw their book across the room. Oh, okay. Let's break it down. So in chapter 30, um, Jerry Spinelli, our author, sets you up with this wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And they spend all this time decorating and prepping for Christmas because they're so happy. They both finally have family and people to love and care about. And it's just this joyful, wonderful, wonderful thing. And then in chapter 31, they spend this happy, happy Christmas together with these wonderful things that they do. They go out into the woods and they have um, these lovely gifts. They even give a gift to the baby buffalo and the other animals in the forest. And it's such, a touching thing. Jeffrey gives Grayson this handwritten book. Books are so important in this story. Throughout the whole thing, I mean, his relationship with Amanda started with a book. His relationship with Grayson, in a way, ended with a book. Um, the Encyclopedia A was so important. All of these references to books and the idea that reading and literature and learning is so vitally important to us. So Jeffrey wrote Grayson's story. If someone takes time to write your story, that tells you how important you are. It's amazing. Anyway, and then Grayson gives Jeffrey his old baseball glove. How many of you have things that have been handed down from a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt? Or maybe you know that when you get to a certain age, that thing gets handed down to you. Um, I know my husband has some things that were his grandfather's that are so important to him. Um, I have an old, it's really, really ugly, this nasty, ratty old Christmas tablecloth that was my grandmother's. I'll never use it because it's so hideous, but I remember that on the dining room table every Christmas growing up. I can't get rid of it because that's my grandma. Um, and so when Grayson gives Jeffrey his glove, it's so symbolic of how much he loves and cherishes him. And then Jerry Spinelli punches you in the gut. I mean, all he's everything was wonderful, and then he says 5 days later the old man was dead. What? You're supposed to have this feeling of shock, of not seeing it coming. So you get that same punched in the gut feeling that Jeffrey has because he didn't expect it either. Um, And a lot of kids want to say that Grayson gave Jeffrey his glove because he knew he was dying. I don't think he did. I think he just wanted him to know how much he loved him and cherished him and cared about him. I'm sure he knew he didn't have a whole lot of time left, but I don't think he was expecting to pass away that night. Anyway, chapter 32 is the funeral, which is heart wrenching. He spends the whole day with Grayson. He doesn't, he wants to have that time with him to mourn and, have that special time with him. And then the funeral, oh, awful. They had the trash collectors carry out Grayson's body. That's just sad that they look at this guy as being this piece of trash, this man who struck out Willie Mays, this man who gave Jeffrey a home. Amazing. And then Jeffrey takes off running again. Oh. Now there was that reference to Mike Mulligan's Steam Shovel. If you didn't look that book up on YouTube, you really should. It's great and it is so Jeffrey and Grayson. And you'll totally get it when he says Mike Mulligan's Steam Shovel had a baby. Anyway, um, Yeah. The fact, that they were all just, let's rush and finish this up so we can get back to work. We're freezing with no thought or care to this kid. And he starts running again. Where's he going to go this time? Is he going to go back to the Beals? He should. We hope so. Um, it's amazing what happens. So, part 3 of the book will start next time. Oh my gosh, there's so much more to happen. We still have quite a bit to go. If you look at the book, we're a little more than halfway. Even though this seems like a climactic moment, it's still not. There's still so much to have happen. When I call it a small but mighty book, it really, really is. Put some comments down and below in the comment section. Don't put spoilers there though, because when kids check in later in the day to check, you don't want to give things away. But maybe talk about how emotional it was or how you felt or all this kind of stuff, but don't spoil it for anyone. All right. Thanks for checking in. We're going to get this finished before the end of the year. I promise. Okay. Hang in there, guys. Have a great day. Be kind to one another. I'll see you next time. Bye.